guys and gals?
Go for that one.
Good morning, everyone. It's nice to see you here. You're going to be song leaders because a great many of those who will attend the service today are outside. We're going to teach you a new song that we will sing after the meditation. It's called Listen, Listen. Jenny Lynn and our youngsters here are going to lead you through it so that you'll be good, strong song leaders when the time comes.
So here is how it goes. Go ahead and play it through one time. And now I'll sing it. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. You sing? Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. All together. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song again. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. And we'll sing that 3 times through. Thank you.
Good morning. Let's start our worship today with singing. What do y'all think? If you want to look in your hymnals, it's number 203. The words will be up here on the screen. All creatures of the earth and sky. Please rise in body or in spirit, and we'll sing, and our animals and their humans will join us. Earth and sky, voices high. It's okay. Yeah. Can you grab that one? Can you grab that rope? Thanks. I love it.
So cool.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Flowing water, pure and clear. Here. We got space on this side too. Yeah. We got space here too. Okay. Awesome. Good morning. Oh, I love it. This is one of my favorite services of the year. Excellent. Welcome to Cedar Lane Unitarian Universalist Church. Cedar Lane is a liberal religious community where we gather to explore the eternal, nurture community, all of our community, and build a more just world. We are a community where love works. Whoever you are, whomever you love, it's okay. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, whatever your life circumstance, however many legs you have, and however much noise you need to make during our worship service, you're welcome here. I welcome those who are joining our service virtually, whether you're streaming right now or catching up with the service later. We're glad you could join us for worship. If you are new to Cedar Lane, at least humans who are new to Cedar Lane, we have a small gift for you. So if you're new, would you please raise your hand briefly so we can get that gift to you? We're so glad that you've chosen to join us for worship today. All are invited to linger after the service to enjoy coffee and conversation. We'll also be giving individual animal blessings in the courtyard after the service. And if you're new here and curious to learn more about Cedar Lane, or even if you're ready to join today, you're invited to our membership orientation today at 12:15, 12:30-ish in the library. Before we move to our worship time, I'd like to call your attention to the news insert in your order of celebration for more about what's going on at Cedar Lane right now. I have a few announcements to highlight. This afternoon, actually this week, we have two memorial services for Cedar Lane members. This afternoon, we'll be celebrating the life of Sam Freiberg, today at 2:30. And then this coming Saturday, we'll be celebrating the life of Mort Fox, Saturday at 4:30, both in the chapel. Tonight, right here in our sanctuary, our forum will feature Mark Fisher, senior editor of the Washington Post, to discuss his latest book. So here, 7 p.m. tonight, I hope that you can join us. And if you hadn't heard already, Cedar Lane's annual auction is coming up fast. In fact, this is the last week to submit donations. Now, at the end of this past week, we only had 86 donations submitted. Last year's auction had over 200, so don't delay. Go ahead and get your donation in to make this year's auction fantastic. And last, this morning we will be giving our entire offering away to help the victims of Hurricane Matthew. When it slammed into Haiti, it displaced tens of thousands and put many already vulnerable families in peril. The Unitarian Universalist Service Committee is working with their on-the-ground partners to meet the humanitarian needs of marginalized groups who are often overlooked by other relief efforts, and to begin laying the groundwork for sustainable recovery from the disaster. The United Nations has already called Matthew the largest humanitarian event in Haiti since the 2010 earthquake. This Sunday, as in response to this, we will be giving not just half of our plate, but our entire offering to the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee to help with their crisis response work. And now I invite you to briefly turn and greet your neighbors around you, whether they are furry or humanoid. Coming back now to our time of worship. Coming back to our awareness of the space around us, our awareness of the people around us, awareness of our friendly furry companions around us. Now we return in the spirit of worship, in the spirit of fun, and in the spirit of joy. And one more note, watch out for the iguana.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine. Never understood a single word he said, but he always had a mighty fun time. Yes, he always had a mighty fun time, singing joy to the world, all the boys and girls. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea, joy to you and me. If I were the king of the world, tell you what I'd do. Throw away the cars and the hate and the wars, and spend more time with you. Yes, I'd spend more time with you, singing joy to the world, all boys and girls. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea, joy to you and me. Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine. Never understood a single word he said, but he always had a mighty fun time, singing joy to the world, all the boys and girls. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea, joy to you and me. Joy to the world, all boys and girls. Joy to the world, joy to you and me. Joy to the world, all the boys and girls. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea, joy to you and me. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea, joy to you and me. Joy to you and me. Joy to you and me.
We open our time this morning with these words from Mary Oliver. We become religious, then we turn from it, then we are in need, and maybe we turn back. We turn to making money, then we turn to the moral life, then we think about money again. We meet wonderful people, but lose them in our busyness. As the saying goes, we're all over the place. Steadfastness, it seems, is more about dogs than about us. One of the reasons we love them so much.
Good morning. As Liz Nato comes forward to kindle our chalice, the symbol of our shared faith, Please rise in body or spirit to read our chalice lighting words that are printed in your order of celebration. And a quick word about our chalice lighting words. Some of it is in a human language, and some of it is in an animal language. So I ask you to read aloud with me the human words, and then I want you to muster your best howl or yowl or roar or tweet and finish our chalice lighting with a great big animal hello. Sound good? Please join me. Praise be to all the divine creatures. Blessed are those who endure in peace with all the creatures.
We gather in this sacred space of community to find strength, the spiritual, emotional, and even physical strength to face the many challenges of our lives. In this time of reflection, we lift up those in our community who are living through significant passages, the small and extraordinary milestones of life. We pause to be present to our spiritual companions and to the concerns of our own hearts. May all who gather here be held in the embrace of this community of care. We continue to hold in our hearts all those whose lives are lost and whose loved ones' lives are lost to violence in our world. We hold those killed in Bangladesh and their families and communities, especially this week. May our companions in the world and all that lives unspoken in our hearts be held in the embrace of prayer and in the peace that stillness brings.
Good morning. Good morning. I just have to say it is such a joy to stand up here and see all these dog faces and hear their voices. It's a great gift. In her welcome this morning, Michelle reminded us, as she does every Sunday morning, that we are a community who explore the eternal. I invite you for a moment to contemplate that eternal nature, not the vast, unfathomable reaches of it, but the earthy, everyday doggedness of it, the places where we feel its beauty. Let these words of Wendell Berry carry you into that place. When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting with their light. For a time, I rest in the grace of the world and am free. As we move into a time of relative silence, I invite those who are grieving a loss or commemorating the anniversary of a loss to stand in mourning and memory until the music begins.
Song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song.
peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow. Where there is injury, pardon, Lord. Where there is doubt, true faith in you, oh Lord, make me an instrument, oh Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Make me an instrument of an instrument of thy peace. Where there's despair, let me sow. Where there is darkness, only light. Where there is sadness, ever joy. Oh Lord, make me an instrument. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Master, grant that I may never
Touch
see.
to be consoled as to console.
To be understood as to understand. To be loved
As to
love with all my soul. Lord, make me an instrument, make me an instrument of thy peace. It is in giving that we receive. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned. Oh Lord, make me an instrument. Oh Lord, make me an instrument of your peace.
As we hold and bless our beloved animals this morning, we welcome all of them who are at home and those who live on in our hearts and our memories. And during our slideshow, since this morning we are turning ourselves to listen and be aware of our furry companions, I invite you to continue to sing the song, Listen, Listen, Listen to My Heart song. The lyrics, since they won't be on the screen, are in your order of celebration for this. So we welcome these animals into our midst.
It's a lot of good-looking animals in there, especially that Smokey Joe greyhound at the end. It's my dog. So, a couple of years ago, I took an American Sign Language class. And I am terrible at learning languages and remember only 5 signs from the course. Eat, thank you, cookie, dolphin, and animal. I love the ASL sign for animal. If any of you know American Sign Language, or like me, attempted to learn it at one point, you will know that teachers often ask students to envision particular images as they try to memorize the signs. The visual cue my teacher gave for animal was to imagine the chest of a breathing animal. Go ahead, try it. Press your thumbs to your fingers, put them at the edge of your collarbone, and move your hands back and forth. Could even try breathing in and out, like a breathing animal, while you do it. It's really beautiful, right? Much more moving and poetic, I feel, than the sign for human, which admittedly I had to look up this morning because I forgot it. I don't remember the visual cue for the sign, but I imagine it had something to do with suspenders. Humans, suspenders. Animals, breath. Breathing animals. Breathing, barking animals. Have you ever just found yourself staring at a sleeping animal, watching it breathe? Is it not such a peaceful and miraculous thing? Sometimes I think I could watch my dog, Smokey Joe, sleep for an entire afternoon. Likewise, have you ever looked an animal in the eye? Perhaps not only a domesticated pet, but a farm animal or a wild animal out in the woods? Stared into the big round eye of a cow or sheep long enough to notice the delicate curled eyelashes that encircle it? Caught the gaze of a momentarily still deer long enough to feel like something had just been communicated between you two? Animals are breath. Animals are life. I know many of us are unsure about the existence of God or some divine creator, but I get to go out on a limb here and say that if such a being exists, I am sure that she or he or it created animals as a reminder that there is more to this world than us humans and our suspenders. Animals and their constant presence, be it a squirrel scurrying across your front lawn, a flight of swallows circling above you in the evening, a school of little fish bobbling in a creek, or a herd of deer cracking through the woods, all of them remind us that we are not alone. And this life and this world is not ours alone. Just listen to them. We're not alone. There are far more beings, adorable, ferocious, soft, scaly, lovable beings than just us in this world. There is a lot living in this world. In fact, if you look out the windows, you'll see that this entire world is alive. The animals remind us so. In The Adventures of Dr. Dolittle, a collection of books about a doctor who prioritizes animals over humans and speaks in animal languages, it is written that in order to speak the language of animals, one must be a good noticer. In one scene, Polynesia, the parrot, "Ooh, okay, we'll see you later, little guy. Come back in for the blessing." In one scene from Dr. Dolittle, Polynesia the parrot, speaking human language because parrots can learn human language, explains the situation to Dr. Doolittle's young assistant, Tommy. "Listen, Tommy," spoke Polynesia. "Are you a good noticer? Do you notice things well? I mean, for instance, supposing you saw 2 robins in an apple tree and you only took one good look at them. Would you be able to tell one from the other if you saw them again the next day?" "I don't know," Tommy said. "I've never tried." "Well, that," Polynesia the parrot, pecking some crumbs off the corner of the table, replied, "that is what you call powers of observation. Noticing the small things about birds and animals, the way they walk and move their heads and flip their wings, the way they sniff the air and twitch their whiskers and wiggle their tails. You have to notice all these little things if you want to learn the animal language." There's a great blessing to being human in this world. We have amazing powers of observation. We can learn to listen, we can learn to see, and we can learn to notice. We really can. And once we do, we can really comprehend the myriad living, breathing, feeling beings around us all the time. Maybe even communicate with them a little bit. When we become good noticers, we are capable of achieving and putting into practice a conscientious attitude towards all living beings. Primatologist, ethicist, and animal rights activist Jane Goodall writes, "If we can overcome cruelty to animals and humans with love and compassion, we will stand at the threshold of a new era in human moral and spiritual evolution. We will realize at last our most unique quality, our humanity." She concludes, "We should have respect for animals because it will make better human beings out of all of us." In this time of constant violence, of obsessive control, of fear and hatred of the other, we need to come back to our humanity, and we need to come back to the animals. There is so much we can learn from watching and caring for animals. We can learn love and compassion from them. We can find amazement and joy that we did not realize were inside of us, much less that we were capable of putting into practice and exuding in the world. Today, let's strap on our suspenders and fully be in this world as one of the many, many, many groups of living beings on this earth. Today we listen to the animals, we see the animals, we notice the animals, and we give them great praise and thanks for all that they give and reveal to us. Praise be to all the divine creatures. Say it with me. Praise be to all the divine creatures. Let it be so. Whether on Sundays at this time, whether by electronic means or gifts and a plate, we offer ourselves to make community happen. Our offering this morning will now be given and gratefully received. This week, we give our offering to support the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee's crisis response and crisis work in Haiti following Hurricane Matthew. Thank you so much for your generosity.
for the gifts we have received and for the gifts that we are. We give thanks for the spirit of generosity and the courage and compassion that may be made manifest by these gestures of faith. Please remain seated, and let's join in singing a special modified version of a song of affirmation.
Thank you for the lovely music we've had this morning as well. Our children's choir, our youth choir, Jenny Lynn, Rachel, Kevin, Henry, Jasmine. Thank you so much for our music. I now invite you to rise in body or in spirit as we prepare to bless our animals. And to get us ready, let us sign animal a few times and breathe. So let's get our fingers ready. And here we go. Breathe, breathe, breathe. I invite you to call out the names of any animals you are blessing today. I now invite you to place your hand on your heart or on your animal companion if they're with you today, as we read our blessing together. We share the earth with the animals. We celebrate who they are and all they give to this world. We promise to take care of the animals. We promise to offer our hands only in love and service. We pledge to be kind to all the animals we know. May all beings enjoy peace and safety. May all creatures know kindness. May all live a long and joyful life. Please remain as you are so we can sing together a fun, joyful song, A Place in the Choir. The words will be on screen, and while we're singing, Norman and I will be walking back to the courtyard with our families with furry companions today.
prayer of forgiveness and a prayer of gratitude for our dear animal friends. The responses will be writ on the screen behind me, and please speak after I do. All dogs and cats, large and small, praise be to the dogs and cats. All rabbits, hamsters, and guinea pigs, praise be to the furry creatures. All goldfish, guppies, and swimming creatures, praise be to the swimming creatures. All robins, wrens, and singing birds, praise be to the singing birds. All bats and possums and raccoons, praise be to the nocturnal creatures. And all horses, cows, and sheep, praise be to the working creatures. All lizards and snakes and creeping things, praise be to the creeping things. For all the times we have hurt or neglected animals. For all the times we have used poisons that have killed animals. For all the times we've destroyed the homes of animals in forests, oceans, and fields. For all the fun we have with animals. For the beauty and movement they add to the world. For the companionship and comfort that animals give to us. For the work animals do for us. For the food that animals provide for us. For every animal in the sky, the sea, and the forest. And for all the animals in the whole wide world. Greatest praise to you. And can I get one final howl, yowl, and squeak? Go in peace to love and sniff the world and look for iguanas wherever you can find them. Our postlude will have a fun little video if you'd like to stay and watch.
Thank you.